Good afternoon. Happy Friday. This is the Hostos Student Leadership Academy Friday Ambassador Workshop Series. This is the last one for the academic year 2020-2021. Appreciate you being here. I know this is a busy time of the year with finals and everything that's going on in the world outside. But we have a special speaker today. It's one of our own coming back. His name is Rudolf Mbadinga, and he graduated a long time ago. Not that long ago, but he graduated a long time ago. Funny story about Rudy is that he met his wife, who was ambassador in the Hostos Student Leadership Academy. They got married. I think they have 3 kids. They might have 4. You can ask him. And that's one of the little side notes of the Hostos Student Leadership Academy. There's like a couple people who have become married couples, living together, happy lives together. Michelle is on here. She's married to another member. That's always a nice thing. It means that you get to know the community and you find people who are valuable for your lives, and you decide to make a commitment to them and have a nice relationship. Hopefully, the longest lasting relationship of your life. But on a side note, as I mentioned just before we came on the video, in the chat we're going to keep resurfacing the link for the Pass the Torch ceremony, which is coming up on May 27th. That's the Thursday before the holiday weekend. That's when we always do it, and all of you are invited to fill out that link. And we are going to record the better part of the program, and we'll play it at a particular time. And then after that, we will do a real torch lighting ceremony together, which we hope that you'll all be able to attend, as well as having alumni there and things like that. And we'll see how long that goes. But you will be getting updates about that next week. Also, updates and requests for you to fill out the Google Forms to tell us which workshops and which forums and which conferences you attended. So please make sure you do that. And as I said, as things change, we may get back to volunteering over the summer. For those of you that are new, you don't know, we used to do 7 to 11 projects every summer. But if we get there, then I will definitely let you know. And I see our host is here, our speaker is here. So I already did a brief introduction of you, Rudy. I told them that you're married to Patricia, and you met in the Leadership Academy. And so they want to know how many kids you have, but I'm going to let you talk about that. So let me do a little introduction. Rudy, the famous story goes, came to my office one day and said, I want to be a part of this thing, but I don't know if I have what it is needed to be a member of the Leadership Academy. And I said, well, we kind of are looking for everybody. We just want somebody who wants to make a difference in the world. And Rudy was like, well, I really want to make a difference in the world. And he joined, and he became one of our finest members. He was one of the first 2 recipients of something called the Above and Beyond Award. And he went on to have a successful academic career, finishing up at Hostos and then eventually going on to Lehman College. And he has gone on to become an entrepreneur and an incredible leader in the community. And so I give you my good friend, my brother, Rudolf Mbadinga, to speak to you today. And he will tell you all of the wonderful things that he's going to tell you. And he's muted. We can't hear you, sir. Unmute.
All right, guys, can you hear me now? All right, perfect.
Hi,
Hi,
Rudy.
everybody. Hi.
Just shout and say hi.
What's up, girl? Hi. Good to see you, sis. Everything good?
I'm blessed, thank God.
All right, I like that. Well, listen, everybody, thank you, for being so patient because I was supposed to start earlier. My technical skills, todavía, I'm still working on them, but at least, I can speak Spanish now. So if I begin to speak Spanish, don't worry about it. Just listen and enjoy it. It's Hostos. All right, guys. So what I can tell you from the get-go is like, my name is Rudy. I was born, all the way from Africa. And I came in this country, with a dream of studying, finishing my degree and going back to Africa. And then in the process, I met Jason. And Jason made an impact in my life. When I said an impact in my life, it's like, as a leader, he had shown me the characteristics of what I personally, as a person, recognize as a leadership quality. What I call a leadership quality, it is a leader who is able to send everybody in front and at the same time be able to monitor those people and make sure that they're doing the right thing, while him staying at the back is always making sure that everything is working perfectly. And Jason always has a backup plan, which is a wonderful thing. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about effective, leadership skills. Unfortunately, my presentation is far away from my phone, so I am going to look on the left or on the right, check something, and then, report to you guys. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you, it is what I have learned from somebody. It's called Colin Powell. Colin Powell says one day that effective leaders are made, not born. They learn from trials, error, and from experience. And I believe that this is the type of leadership skills that each and every one of us has to be able to have. When you are born, some of us are born with the ability to lead people towards, either the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. If you check the guy in the corner in your barrio, in your block, in the building, you're gonna see that there's always one guy in the block who is leading all the kids on the block either to do the right thing, which is actually taking care of people, helping out and going to school, making something of themselves. Or you have that kid that everybody looks up to, but since he's doing a bad thing, everybody feels like he's a good guy. And then everybody actually emulates him. And they end up all either in jail or doing the wrong thing and never succeeding in life. So as a leader, the very first thing that you would like to do is that you would like to impact people positively. How do you impact positively? You impact positively by having an attitude that makes people want to emulate you, but you yourself, you want that the community in which you are living changes. You want a condition in which people are living to change. You would like to transfer something that you have learned over the years so that, as I'm talking about me, for example, my dream has always been that I came to America. I've seen America. I've seen New York. I've seen the leadership. I've seen how things are made and done. So I was hoping and believing that the time that I would go back to Africa, in my country called Gabon, Central Africa, I was going to go and make an impact. Now, it's still a dream. What has happened since then is, like Jason was saying, I met my wife, Patricia Espinoza, through the Leadership Academy. We got married. We had 4 wonderful girls. And I decided that, you know what? It would be a punishment for my kids to take them to Africa right now to go learn, French, and then having to do all over again. So I'd rather them first get a little bit of their education, the advantage of education that they can have here. And then when we go back Africa, then they are already set. And if they want to go back to Africa, because it's also a choice, a real leader has to be able to give a choice, to offer a choice to people. Like Jason offered me a choice. I wanted to join the Leadership Academy. And Jason said, hey, it is right in front of you. And I have to back a little bit to let you guys know something about, the story that Jason was placing before you. You see, when I joined the Leadership Academy, my grades weren't the best. I was close to a 1 point something GPA instead of 2, because you see, unfortunately, when I started school, they told me that D pass. So for me, I could have been lazy and my D was passing the class, but I forgot that in order for you to have a very good GPA, you needed to do the effort. Though, so D wasn't enough. So you needed to have A. So when I joined the Leadership Academy, my GPA was close to 2. By the time I was done with the Leadership Academy, I was close to 3 when I graduated from Hostos. When I went to Lehman College to do my bachelor degree that I had in human resources, I graduated with 3.7 GPA because I understood what having a GPA meant and I understood what a leader is supposed to do. If you're a real leader, you ought to actually make sure that when people come close to you, left and right, you have covered your bases. I did not say that you have to be, the most intelligent person. If you want to be, go for it. But you would like that the people who are going to emulate you, the people who are going to follow after you, they follow an example that is worth following. So I graduated with a 3.7, and I went to do my master degree at Mercy College in human resources again, and I graduated close to 4.0 GPA. I had a 3.8 something. And for me, I believe that when I joined the Leadership Academy, there was all these categories of emerging leaders, stuff, and they had ambassadors. For you to be ambassador, you have to have a 3 point something GPA, and I love that. So I told myself that I was going to be an ambassador one day. So that was my motivation. And when I say my motivation, I was looking at all the friends, everybody else in the Leadership Academy. Jason, of course, never made us feel like, you were less than anybody else because you were an emerging leader or we were something else. But for me personally, I felt like I wanted to be part of the elite. And in order for me to be part of the elite, I had to give my best. So I encourage each and every one of you that if you want to be an effective leader, you have to aspire to be the best in everything that you do. Today, I believe that one thing that I've always said and I always preach is for me, a leader, he has to be a role model. As I was telling, and a role model is somebody who has values, somebody who is able to lead by example, somebody who is able to make sure that by his character, by your character, people are following you. By you preach, but you also practice what you preach. Do not be the type of preacher who says do not drink and he's the first one to be drunk. So this is my type of leadership. Another thing is like I want you to be an inspired. I was inspired. I was inspired by somebody called Les Brown. I want you to go one day and look for Les Brown. He's a motivational speaker. And he said something that I will never forget. He said that it is better to be prepared and have an opportunity rather than have an opportunity and not be prepared. So that day, when I listened to that message, when I listened to that quote, I promised myself that even in my calling, what I'm doing right now, I am working currently as an HR in Lincoln Hospital. And I promised myself that I was going to be the best. I was going to prepare myself. I was going to make sure that as I am waiting for my opportunity, I am going to go to school because what you do not know is like I was a security guard for almost 5 years while I was doing my bachelor degree and while I was doing my master degree. And you see, even though I wasn't yet working in my field, I promised myself that I was going to prepare myself so that when my opportunity comes, I was going to be ready for my opportunity. So please, as you are sitting, as you are listening, wherever you are, I would like for you to get that from me, that I am going to be preparing. I am going to make sure that I'm the best at what I want to do. Like one of us, I'm going to talk about Michelle, my sister Michelle, because Michelle has always had that dream of becoming an actress. And as she's working on the craft, she's always taking courses. She's always, every type of role that she had to take, she will always believe that even if it was 1 minute, even if it's one script, that script was going to prepare her for what it is to come. So you have to prepare yourself as a leader if you would like to be somebody or if you would like somebody to follow after you. So another leader that I always, listen, and
Thank
I've
you, Rudy. I'm
always,
sorry to interrupt you, but I had to say thank you. That was very humbling of you. And
you are
I'm
more than
learning every
welcome.
day. And just like you say, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, make a sacrifice, like moving all the way to another state, 900 miles away.
Yeah,
But you got to do what
exactly.
you
But
got
you
to do
gotta
what
do
you
what
got
you
to do.
gotta
But
do.
I
Exactly.
appreciate, and I want to give it back to you, because one of the things that you always gave me when I was in the Leadership Academy was having that relationship with God, and how important it was to be close to Christ, and how I've come with my spiritual journey. And we could talk about that later. But I just want to tell you thank you.
You are more than welcome, Michelle. Come on, That's what we're here for, right? That's what the leadership is all about. It's a big family whereby you receive and you have to be able to give back at the same time. Jason always made sure that we were prepared to become mentors. And as I'm standing and as I'm sitting in front of you today, I'm giving back because one day Dorothy, came one day, or who else came to give us, like, the workshop. Somebody came and sat with us, and I looked at them and I said, hey, you know what? Me too. One day I am going to sit and I'm going to give back. And this is what I'm doing. I was working and I took half a day and I asked my boss, I said, hey, listen, I would like to go out and give back to my community. I would like to give back to those who came after me. You know why? Because these people, they also need somebody to inspire them just as much as Jason and the Leadership Academy, Hostos Leadership Academy, one day inspired me. Now, another thing that Michelle was talking about, and I'm going to touch it, it was humility. You cannot be a leader and not have humbleness within yourself. Like I said, I'll come back because it's not like Jason is the most perfect person on earth, but it's just my example, my model of leadership. That's the reason why I decided to follow him. The dude was sitting. We went to the how you call it, to the, was it the Oprah, whatever we went to, and we came back. He was sitting on the train, and we were looking at him and everything, and I was just like, wow, this guy is really a leader because he doesn't want to be the only one seen. He doesn't want to make sure that everybody knows that he's in charge. He just let everybody go in front. He just let you do what you want to do, but you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, it is the right thing, and whatever you are doing, it is within the border of what is expected of you. And I said, you know what? I want to be the white guy. And I decided to follow Jason. And I appreciate Jason because Jason is my brother, is my boss that I call him, we call him lovely, affectionately boss. That I've left Hostos Academy, I've left Hostos years ago, but I'm still going back to Hostos and I'm still connected to Jason because this is my family. I've had a lot of families, but Jason and the Leadership Academy and his family, his wife Maggie and the kids, they're my family. So another thing that I wanted to say, hey, you have to learn to give back. Give back is very important. Throughout the years, I've learned with the Leadership Academy to give back. All these activities that we had, if it was by planting trees in a park, if it was painting murals in school, if it was going to food soup kitchen, we did that. And I was inspired to take care of other people. A leader, an effective leader is somebody who knows how to take care of people. If you do not know how to take care of people, if you do not know how to care for people, then forget about it. You cannot be a leader if you do not care for people. You cannot just care for yourself. You cannot just care that your reputation is the most wonderful one, excuse me, but you are forgetting that around you, in your community, there are people in your building, there are people who needs help, especially, for example, right now during the COVID. You see, I volunteer for different places. I volunteer for the food bank. And when I started working for the food bank, a lot of people were afraid because they're like, no, I don't want to catch the corona because, I don't want to catch the COVID because I would die and stuff like that. So we forgot that even in the midst of the pandemic, we were able to actually still be alive, still be healthy. And there were people who did not have food. There were people who did not have drinks. There were people who couldn't even fend for themselves. So I was fortunate enough to participate in sharing food, giving food, delivering food to the doorsteps of a lot of old people, people who couldn't move, people who were sick. And I take pride in this, like a good pride, in the fact that I was able to help out, that I was able to take care of people, give back to my community, that I was able to make sure that not just me was okay, but I need to take care of other people as well. Another leadership effective, skills for me, it is that you have to be able to learn how to communicate effectively. And this is one thing that I've learned. Even, as I'm married now, as a father, you cannot be a leader if you do not know how to communicate. What I call communicate, it is that you have to let your message across properly so that the person who is in front of you, so that the person who is listening to you might know exactly what is it that you are talking about, what is it that you are expecting from them, and what is the result that they can have from what you are telling them. And also, you have to be able to listen for the feedback. Because you see, one thing that I've learned also, because I'm a Christian, I have to always profess that. I've learned that God says He gave us one mouth, but He gave us two ears. So probably because we have to make more of this, practicing the hearing, more than we practice the talking. So you have to be able to listen to people. You have to be able to listen to the feedback. You have to be able to go to the people you are leading, the people who are listening to you, the people who are following you. Be like, hey guys, how can I help you? What is it that I can do in order for you to succeed? And that's what Jason is doing today, because Jason would check on me from time to time and say, hey boss, how you doing? Are you okay? Can I do anything for you? Can I do anything to make your life easy, better, and whatever? And I appreciate that, because this is what a leader does. A leader doesn't just plant a tree, he also watches over the tree. And when the tree is ready to give fruits, then you say, hey, you have given fruits. Now let those fruits also, germinate and give other trees, because that's what we're all about. We're all about giving, we're all about multiplying so that, we impact our generation. This is something that is on my heart, something is on my mind. I want to impact my generation. I want to be able to make sure that, let me share a quote with you that I took from Nelson Mandela. If you do not know who Nelson Mandela is, well, I'm sorry for you. You cannot be a leader if you do not know who Nelson Mandela is. Nelson Mandela was the president of South Africa. And Nelson Mandela, before he became president, he went to jail because he was fighting for the equal rights of his people. Because, at the time there were apartheid, there was separation, segregation, and he fought for the rights of his Black people. And Nelson Mandela went to jail for, I was like close to more than 40 years. He went to jail. But you know what's funny? After all this time, nobody ever forgotten about him. When he came out of jail, the very first time that he presented himself to the election, Nelson Mandela won the election. He went on to become one of the most charismatic presidents that we will ever see on this earth. And Nelson Mandela, this is the quote. This is what he said. He said, what counts in life, it is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life that we have led. So for Nelson Mandela, you have lived a life. You have done something in this earth. But if you did not impact somebody's life, then you have not done nothing. If they cannot remember who you were, if I cannot remember my brother Mark, if I cannot remember my sister Anel, if I cannot remember, Jocasta and all of these people, if when you leave this earth, nobody remembers who you are, then you have never been a leader, either in your life, in your family, in your community, wherever you are, whatever your name is called, your name has to be called with something that is called integrity. I have always loved that word. My dad taught me that a man, if you want to be respected, you have to have integrity. Integrity in what you said, integrity in what you do, integrity in who you are. And this is me. I would like to impact people that way. I want people to remember me as a man of integrity, a man of my word, a man who has grown past from the stage of a kid, a young man, to become a man, a father. And I want to be a male figure. Today, me and my wife, Patricia, we are leading an organization within our church as well. We take care of an organization, a ministry that is called Celebrate Recovery. We take care of people with addiction. Anybody who is fighting with addiction, all types of addiction. We using the word, we help them recover from their addiction and to become people in life again, to recover their image, to recover the name, to recover the respect that they lost one day because of the addiction that they had. And it's always like, it's been like 2 years now that we're doing that. And we have seen a lot of good success. We have seen people living a life that way they used to be addicted to drugs. And today they're living a good life. They have reconciled with the family. They're reconciled with the kids. They're reconciled with their wives. And this is for me, this is the most important thing. I want people to remember me as somebody who changed their life one day. So if somebody has a question before I continue to talk, because I don't believe in talking too much, I believe more in exchanging. If somebody has a question, if somebody has a comment, please feel free to jump in and let's just talk about, leadership. Let me hear you on your take on what is leadership all about.
Go ahead, Amdia.
You, sir, for your presentation. I'm actually blown away by how you went step by step to define leadership, and to you just summarized everything beautifully. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And for us all, this was really moving. And you did mention that you work at Lincoln, right?
Yeah, I do work for Lincoln Hospital. I work as HR.
Oh, all right. So I'd like to, I don't know if you'd allow us to email you in case
yes, of course.
The opportunity.
Of course.
All right. So
hey, that's the reason why we're Leadership Academy, because it's also networking. You understand me? That's
yes.
what I learned from Jason. We're networking. So if there is an opportunity, of course, if I got to consider somebody, I'm going to consider people from my network instead of considering people that I don't know. You understand? Because that's what it is. I know your testimony. I know who you are. Jason knows who you are. And if you are here, that means you're a good person. That means that you are somebody that is trustworthy. Then, of course, if there's something that comes up, hey, who do we look for?
That is so true. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are more than welcome, Andy. No problem.
Go ahead, Maite.
So, my question is, when was the time that you felt like you could do it? That you felt like I am a leader now?
Oh, to tell you the truth, when I was born, not to be cocky, but I've always known that I had a voice, that people would listen. I pay attention, that people were listening to me sometime when I was talking. And by the time, I realized that people were following what I was doing. And because, listen, my father, I come from a family of 23 kids. So when my brothers, I'm not the oldest, I'm like in the middle. But anytime they wanted to have consensus, they would always call me. Or if my sisters had a problem, they wanted to hear my voice. At that moment, I knew that, you know what? My voice counts. And whatever I say, I have to tread carefully, because if I say something that is wrong, you see, people never remembers the right thing that you do. They will always remember the wrong thing that you do. Your name and whoever you are, your profession, your calling, whatever you do, your name is attached to it. So I decided that I'm sorry, the phone fell off. I decided that I wanted to be somebody who will make sure that whatever I do, because people have their eyes on me, so I will always do the right thing. Is it easy? No, I promise you. But as long as you can, do the right thing. Even when people don't see you, do the right thing.
Go ahead, Lucy.
It's a pleasure to see everybody, Brother Rudy. Praise and honor be to God for your life.
Amen, sister. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, yes. Well. This is my crew. And then
are we about to turn into a church right now?
Hello, boss. I had to get into this workshop. I am so glad that I'm here today.
I know,
And
Liz.
I
Good
don't
to
know
hear
if
from your
I know
voice.
everybody who's online because I do went and see the name. And
Yeah.
I see Michelle, and then I'm listening to your word, Brother Rudy. Oh my God, I'm rejoicing this workshop this afternoon.
Oh, wow.
And like
Thank
he
you.
say, we never disconnect from Leadership Academy. We are
Never.
one of those ones, a few that started the process with Mr. Litfield, my boss, a father figure to so many of us.
Amen. True that, yo. True
It's
that.
a really, it's really um it brings us a lot of happiness to each and every one of us. And I think everybody right now online can
Yeah.
say the same thing. This
Mm.
man being so extraordinary in the
Yeah.
life of each and every one of us, you
Yeah.
know. We did
Yeah.
bring something to the leadership, but I think we did grow more into the
Mm.
opportunity that he put us like to engage.
True that.
What can I say? I can identify myself with Brother Rudy.
Yeah.
I study community health, and I always go back to my community to be able to share what I had learned, because I know that there's so many people that had invested in me to be able to be the person who I am today.
That's
And
true.
those one who can identify themselves as a leader, you don't stay with things amongst yourself. You have to
Nope. You have to
multiply
give
what
back.
you know in other. So when you depart this physical life, your talent, your knowledge doesn't go with you to the cemetery.
Yeah.
So therefore, I embrace everybody to continue doing their very best. And then don't just think about the money for what you learn or what you're studying for. Make sure you invest in another person.
Yeah.
And let's continue on. We're gonna celebrate. Boss, is the celebration this time for the passing the church is gonna be present? Because I don't want to be
Bullet.
online. I wanna feel that
Even if we're gonna do it, even if we're gonna do it in the park, we have to do it. We
yeah,
have to do it
we
physical,
gotta
yo.
it gotta be present. I don't wanna I don't know. I
I don't
start
want
like
my
having to
certificate
be
to be
like
sent by
more,
mail.
yeah.
Don't send me my certificate by mail.
Yeah, the bullet have to be
Bullet.
present. Yeah,
Exactly.
guys, it's not the bullet from the gun. It's just a saying as a part of our enjoyment in the
Yeah.
leadership. You know,
Exactly.
we had some of those ones from the beginning almost, you know, and then you haven't seen no craziness yet. Y'all don't want
No,
to see
yeah.
this group coming through, right, Michelle? So I'm glad to be here this afternoon. This was like, I'm in the car. I had to park. I have to put myself somewhere to be able to
Oh,
join this conversation, this workshop today. So, boss,
thank
thank you
you,
very
man.
much for sharing the link all the times. I always receive it. When I don't come through, it's because, you know, I think my community, my job have too much in me. Every time I'm rejecting things, but every time I reject it, I say no. If they don't identify the leadership and then the knowledge that I acquire are there, they wouldn't even come and say, Leslie, you are the person that he can do that. So I always go extra mile. And that's the attitude of a leadership, to go extra mile.
Exactly.
I'm gonna leave it right here, right now.
Hey, you are welcome. Thank you, Les. Thank you, girl.
All
All
right,
right,
Michelle.
boss. Who else?
Hi, but I'm gonna do a proper introduction because I got excited earlier. So my
I thought
name
you were
is
going to
Michelle.
sing for us, girl. Come on.
Look, I will sing. Don't ask me to, because I will. My name is Michelle Quintero. I graduated from Hostos in 2014, and I just relocated to the Atlanta, Georgia area where I'm pursuing my acting career. I wanted to share a memory, and I come from a very sensitive place. Rudy knows it, Lucy knows it, everybody who knows me knows it. I'm sensitive, so that's what it is. But I remember Jason sitting me down in the chair in his office at the Leadership Academy and telling me, you're going to college. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm going to college. He's like, no, but you're going to SUNY Purchase. And I had never been out of the Bronx to be educated. And that experience gave me so much stuff that I still get to use. And I've been blessed to be placed in a position where I can share that knowledge. I remember sitting on the model Senate floor, nervous out of my mind. And Jason saying, well, you want to be an actress right now, you're a Republican, and you got to go against the Democrats, and you got to do this speech in front of all of these people in the Senate. And I was nervous. And he said to me, it's good that you're nervous. And I looked at him and I said, what do you mean? And he said, that means you're about to do something extraordinary. And I've been able to pass that down to other people in my field, in my profession now. And I'm so thankful. It never leaves you. I lost my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, all within 3 years. And then COVID. So it's nice to know that I can always come home. And being a part of these workshops reminds me that if I can't touch you or can't hug you, that I can be here with you. And that means so much to me. And it makes me work harder because it makes me want to get to that point where I'm on stage accepting that award for whatever the role is. And I have this kid in my arm right now. And this is, I work with children when I'm not acting. And the reason why I'm kind of finding this emotional is because Rudy was talking. And this kid is 2. And he just came and he sat down and he listened. And he sat in my arms and he's listening to the point that he's just at peace. The work that the Leadership Academy does is not to be taken for granted. I'm very overprotective of my people. And just because I'm not around doesn't mean that I won't get on a plane, because I am that crazy. The Bronx will come out of me. So I just need the newer members to know there is a legacy that you hold on your shoulders. There is a history that you hold on your shoulders. It's not just, oh, I'm just gonna, tune into this workshop or do this volunteer thing. Because if that's the case, you could have done it anywhere else. But there's a reason why it's in this place at this time. I may have never had a father, but God gave me a dad in Jason. So I appreciate that I have nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles that God gave me through the Leadership Academy. And I don't take it for granted. And I always tell this to Jason, one of my long-term goals, when I make it big, I'm gonna claim it in the name of Jesus. When I make it big, the first thing I'm gonna do is extend that office, and it's gonna be a real office where there'll be a SLA, and Jason will run one part of it. There'll be an emerging leader sector of it. There'll be this sector of it, and there'll be money for all of it. So be ready to knock down some walls. It's just like, I'm gonna continue to pray, and I'm not gonna be long-winded. There's my husband.
Hi, everybody.
Another gift I got from the Academy. We've been together over 10 years. So it's just, and Jason was at our wedding. So it's just like, I want you guys to know that I do not take it for granted. There is a big part of me that grew and survived because of what the Leadership Academy gave me. That little me, that little Michelle that I have to look back to and reference, that little girl who they thought would be mentally retarded, who they said would never achieve anything. Jason looked at all of that and was like, yeah, I see it too. I know you're a little special, but we gonna make it work. And that's what happened. So I love you all. And
we love you too, girl.
Appreciate what you have. And thank you, Jason. I love you guys.
We love you too, Michelle. Thank you. Anybody else want to share something? Don't make the boss cry now. Come on, yo. Boss, not now.
Do you have any goals right now?
Yeah, you don't know him. The boss is
He
always,
needs an upkiss.
here.
I can go ahead and then where he is
I gotta call Maggie. I gotta call Maggie.
Yeah.
Isabel, go ahead, Isabel.
Hello,
Anybody
everyone.
else? Come on, guys, we can talk.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel Neira Sanchez, and I am a member of student government, Hostos Community College, and also I am a member of Leadership Academy, this amazing organization. I would say thank you so much, Mr. Jason, for everything to do for us. You are a great leader. And also, I am very emotional too, because you already shared your excellent experience in your life. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Each Friday, I enjoy with my kids here. I enjoy the workshops, what we are doing, what Mr. Jason is doing. All of the workshops are great and teach us how to be better each day. You know, we are not perfect. I am not perfect. I am a human. I am learning day by day, but we try to do better each day, you know. Also, I want to say, all of you, thank you so much for support this and keep going, because this organization is like amazing. For me, it's amazing because it helps a lot to improve our skills and everything. I would say thank you so much, boss. I really appreciate your help. Thank you. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming today and all of the workshops for make this possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Abu Dubaki, you have the floor. Okay.
Anybody just talking?
Just raised his hand. No, he raised his hand. He's working. Where did you go? Oh, there you are.
I'm here. I gotta go take care of the baby.
Yeah.
That's my last baby. Say hi to Faith Elena.
I can say hi to you guys. I'm working right now. Hello, Jason. My name is Abdubaki Bukari, and yeah, Rudy.
I'm
Nice
still
to
waiting for
meet
you to
you.
put me on TV. I'm still waiting for you to put me on TV, bro.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I just want to say hi to you. I'm at work right now. I'll finish in 40 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here to say hi. I saw Jason message. I say, okay, let me join the meeting.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, long time I didn't see you, and I hope maybe soon the COVID-19 is gonna go over, and then we're gonna meet again.
Bro, it's not going anywhere, so we just live our life. I decided not to put my life on hold anymore. We just live it.
I want to come to the office to meet Jason.
Serigne, did you have something? Question, comment?
Yes. Yes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Late, and I'm in Hostos Community College.
I cannot hear you.
You gotta speak louder.
Got a little bit shy. Anyway, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Serim, and I joined Hostos Community College. This is like my second semester in Hostos Community College. And when I heard about this leadership program, I said I have to join it because I have to better myself when it comes to leadership. Because right now I'm running organization, non-profit. I can say like two of them, and it's like young Senegalese people, you know, in the whole United States, but they based in New York. So, and we have also in Africa as well. But that's why I think that this is a good fit for me to practice or to learn a lot of stuff among the other leaders that's around here. And I'm already learning, you know, just by like few minutes ago, I already learned a lot. And for Rudolf that just had this amazing presentation or this amazing talk. I would like to ask, this is these two challenges that always come to me, which is uh, when when you are a leader and everybody listening to you, right, and you have the final word, all the time. So how, like, you know that you're giving, because it's like a big responsibility. But for myself, like, do I need to have a mentor all the time? Because I don't have that, like, everybody, think that you are Superman, or, like you have something like a magic, behind you. But sometimes, honestly, you can face your weakness, and you don't know really what to say. It's like you kind of listening to a high power, like, trying to get, the best answer. Because once you give it, that's it, and a lot of people are going to execute that. And, it's either it's going to be good or bad, that's a big deal. And sometimes how, like, like for among the people you're leading, sometimes there is like, a dispute, there's an argument, not everybody going to agree with you. But how sometimes, like, it's hard for me, because I want to, at the same time, I want to please everybody. But, sometimes there's certain decision that gonna come to, you have to hurt some people, for them to learn and all of that. And given it's a non-profit organization, you're not paying nobody, everybody doing this voluntary, like you don't want, you want to affect the people in a positive way. But sometimes doing that, you might lose, some members and stuff. So how you can keep that integrity, how you can develop that? That was my first question. The second one, I just lost it, but by the time I answer this one, probably gonna come back to me. And Jason, thank you. We haven't met, and everything, but you've been sending me emails and stuff. So, and from these people that just, said all these things about you, I'm already exciting, and it looks like I found an answer to my challenges, okay, I'm gonna cut it right there. Thank you.
All right, bro. Well, listen, the very first thing that I can tell you, for me, you always have to remember that when you're giving an advice to people, if the advice that you're giving to people is an advice that you yourself you can take, then this is a good advice. If you are giving something to your community and you know that it's something that you yourself you wouldn't do, you yourself you wouldn't accept, then you know it's not right. Because I can, as a leader, offer something and I know that me myself, I wouldn't take it. This is a part of it. Now, the second part of it is just like you say you don't have a leader. That was like in the past. Let's just say it like that. Today, you belong to the Leadership Academy. So you have Jason, you have all these people here that you might not know personally, or because there's different gaps, there's different generation of the Leadership Academy. I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about the generation of Leadership Academy. So you could always tap into somebody. You see, let me just give you an example of the NBA. If you pay attention to the NBA, the new players, they always have that story whereby they work out with an old player. He called the old player, say, hey, I want to work out. And he worked out with the old player. He gave them, tips and stuff like that. Because the NBA, it's an organization, it's a family whereby they take care of each other. You might see them competitive on the floor, but at the end of the day, they're a family. They take care of each other. So it's the same thing for the Leadership Academy. It's a place where you could always tap into somebody. You could call somebody. You could say, hey, Jason, I would like to get in contact with that person because this person is doing this and that. And Jason is going to say, okay, Jason is going to send an email to me, for example, and I'm going to respond. I'm going to like, yeah, I'm here. I'm a mentor. You understand? Because we receive and then we have to be able to give. So that's what you have to do. You have mentors here that can help you. You have people who are there before you. People have done what you are doing and they can give you good advices. And even people from your own country, trust me, we are all African, but you know that Africa is a vast continent. So you can always find people. There were people from Senegal before you, and there's going to be people from Senegal after you. Trust me. So we are all here. We are all ready. Now, the other question that you were talking about, bro, when you want to be a real leader, you have to be able to put your feet sometimes, the foot on the door and be like, hey, listen, guys, that's it. Stop. Enough is enough. You have to take hard decisions as a leader. You have to take decisions that hurt sometimes, but the decisions that are good for the people that you are leading. If you have somebody who is a hardhead, trust me, we're dealing with egos. We're dealing with like, I know too. So sometimes you have to be the type of leader that I call the leader who is able to do the consensus. You have to be able to listen. If you listen, then you know exactly where the person is coming from. Then you know how you are going to respond. Do not just fight with the person for the position, the authority. Do not just fight the idea of the person. Be like, listen, I will listen to you. I will hear what you have to say. But because I am the one in charge, at the end of the day, I am the one who's going to take the last decision. Like we're talking about Jason. Jason is a leader of the Leadership Academy. At the end of the day, he gave us a latitude to be talking. He gave us, whatever we need to do. But the last word comes to him. So if somebody wants to fight that, then that means you are not ready to be a leader, because a leader is somebody who is willing to follow. Not follow blindly, of course, but a leader is somebody who is ready to put his ego at the side and say, hey, probably this person has a better idea than mine. Let's implement his idea. Or let's put your idea and my idea together so that we may have something, we may accomplish something better. Hopefully I answer your question, or if somebody has a better answer, please feel free.
Maite, you have something?
It was just a question to all of you now that this is our last meeting since the semester is over. Do you guys have any goal for the near future?
Well, there's always a goal, girl. If you don't have goals, then you're not living. That's one thing that you have to know. Goals is almost like it's almost like your drive, something that pushes you to accomplish something new. Today, like I said, I started working, and then, hey, listen, I'm already dreaming of becoming the director of my department. I'm already dreaming of going up, because if you do not right now, I love school so much that I graduated from master and I'm already ready to go to PhD, because I want my name to be with doctor. You see? So even though I'm working, even though I'm busy with family, I have my wife, I have the kids, I still feel like, I can accomplish something new. I can accomplish something better. So you have to have goals in life. If you do not have goals, then your life becomes stale. Your life becomes just, a dead sea.
That's right.
Yeah. Next, somebody else. Come on, people. Or I'm leaving.
Why you leaving? Why can't I talk?
Okay, Chris, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, thank you, Jason. Appreciate. Hope everyone's doing well during this difficult time of this pandemic. As you guys may know, we all must get vaccinated, and I can say for a fact that I'm happy to be here with each and every one of you, with Jason, Yanira, Andre, with our brother over here, and Michelle, and much more during this program of us meeting. And the fact is that that one of our fellow colleague asked if what our goals going to be. And in fact, I'm going to share my goals going to be, because I'm happy that I have received my learner's permit. Hopefully, during the summertime, I'm going to get my driver's license, because I'm prepared to own a car. But also, I want to do HHA, because guys, we know I love medicine. I don't know much about medicine, but I've done much volunteer work over the years. Because last year I worked with New Cares for volunteer many places, but this time I want to work with HHA, even though that I heard that there's some negative sides to working HHA. But the reason I liked it, because as you guys will know that there's a lot of things that's happening in the world of injustice, of COVID-19, of the vaccine, and what makes me happy is the fact that I have received the first vaccine of Moderna. My young brother has received Johnson & Johnson. Both my parents have received Pfizer, and Jason as well received Pfizer as well, because he posts on Facebook. So yay, Jason. So on the fact that as we get vaccinated, it inspired me to get into the medical field for over the course of the summer. So the time where I have in-person classes during the fall of this year, then I'm prepared. Because one thing that many as you guys know that CUNY has got in-person classes, but also could be hybrid. And the fact that we all get emotional because this is us meeting, and we're all family. And even though we're doing virtually, we're still a family because I felt the way that Isabel felt and Michelle felt, and just I felt as well because we're all in this in together in community. Because that's what I what I like about Hostel. Because even though I may lose things in life, I still go into it because over the course of this pandemic, I have done things I should have done because I guess I could have mental illness because I could have depression because there are times where I feel alone because that's why I get that's why I talk to ladies. That's why I go hard talking to ladies even though they rejected me. That's the story for another time. So I'm gonna stop right here. That even though this could be a lot of me together, we're here in the community, and hopefully this fall I could be a ladies man. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna stop right now. So as always, thank you, Jason. Thank you, our brother here. So thank you, Rudolph, and all that they
You are
worked with me
welcome, brother.
in the last time of Hostess Community College, Leadership Academy. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, everyone, as well.
All right, so Igna, you had a follow up. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello again. I wanted this second question is so I know that some people choose to lead and some people were chosen to lead. You know, it's different. So uh, like, can you comment on those two? Like, if they are both leaders or what? Because I don't know. It's like I'm forced to lead. You know, like I didn't choose none of that. I didn't want to, and all of that, and boom, it came, and you have to do it. You know, and you don't have no choice. So I just want your intake in it so that that can, like, I don't know how to lay out the question, but bottom line is I didn't choose to lead. You know, I did not. So
So you do not want to lead?
It's not. Honestly, I did not want to. I did not want to. I wanted to stay in the background. But like when things happen and a lot of people got together and say no, please. And I did not want to. I did
So
not
you
want
were
to serve.
selected. They
I want to
chose
serve.
you?
Yeah. Yes.
So your people chose you?
Yes.
So why do you think they chose you? Probably because they saw quality in you that they did not see in anybody else. That's how you have to see it. Now, if you want to be playing humble, okay, no problem. But you have to always understand that among other people, they could have chosen somebody else. If they chose you, it is because there is a quality in you that people sees and people respect. It could be just like you an example, you a model. It could be just like, when you talk, people listen. It could be just like, you know what, hey, you are doing the right thing and people are doing the wrong thing. It could be many, many, many reasons, but it is a positive reason for them to choose you. Now, of course, you have the latitude. You have, the decision is all yours. Either you accept it or you reject it. But you have to decide now because you don't want to be also a leader that is a bitter leader because they chose you. You have no choice. Now you are forced to do the right thing because people are looking at you. Now you are forced to take a decision and you want to keep friends because that's another thing. Sometimes as a leader, you will have less friends because, among the people that you are leading, they want to always oppose to the decision that you are taking. Now, either you want to stand and continue to lead them, or you want to say, hey guys, you know what? Somebody else, let's organize election and let me step aside because I don't feel like, this is what I want to do. You always have a choice, brother. Never feel forced to do something that you don't want to do. You understand? It doesn't matter, leadership or not. If you do not want to do something, do not do it because you will never be happy. That's another thing. A leader has to be happy at the end of the day. If you are not happy being a leader, step aside, let somebody else or prepare somebody else that is going to take over, and it's okay. That's me. That's just me. That's what I believe. Boss, what do you think? You've been too quiet.
I think you're 100% right. I think there's no pressure to lead. There's pressure to make the right decision for everybody involved. And if you're a part of a community and you're committed to a community and you don't feel like you're the person for the job, there are other roles to play, right? We elect politicians who we believe can serve in a particular office because we believe in them. Well, hopefully we believe in them. And then, but we support them and we provide support for them in a variety of different ways. So yeah, I think that you have to make a decision for yourself about whether or not you are the person to lead in this particular moment. I think everybody's capable of leading in one moment or another, but maybe this is not the right moment. The demands might be too much, or the circumstances might not be right. I mean, there's a million different reasons for why. But think about it, and it's your, as Rudy said, it's your choice. The point is, you don't want to be an angry, bitter leader because everybody forced you to be in charge. And you don't want to be in charge. You have to really sort of embrace it. Mustafa, you have something? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Serene, did you say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that this been like since 2017, so that I've been leading it, but it just added.
Well, I mean, so maybe you and Rudy can connect, and maybe he can give you some advice offline.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
I believe so too, that as a leader, just like in our everyday life, we're gonna have challenges. But one thing I can say as someone that being part of a lot of leading things among my community, it's like you never put yourself as to take all the lead by yourself. People who is gonna be with you in the leadership have to understand the mission and the vision of the thing that you are gonna be leading into it, and don't lead by yourself. Don't make all the decisions by yourself. That's why you have people who's gonna work with you to be able to come through with whatever that you have to do. And leader is the one that gives his life to be able to lead. Just like the boss that you have in there. I remember one day I came with a plan to him. And for me, he was the one who was supposed to tell me, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And he told me, Leslie, if you see that idea that it can be able to work, plan it, work it. I don't have to tell you what to do. And in a minute, I say, wow, I thought he was a leader that he had to tell me what to do. But I went and take what he told me and I say, wow, this is powerful. So brother, don't put yourself in a way to think that you cannot lead. We all can be able to lead. There were leaders before us that left all the tools and material that we need to be able to continue, because people comes and go. And then once you'll be able to accomplish the mission and the vision that is in your hand, always, as a person who's leading, I don't know who's the person that is already, Jason, have to pass the baton, because that's the other things that when we leading, let us not only take in everything, you always have to be training those ones who's gonna be able to take away that everything. And Jason have thousands already. The man, he soon is gonna be saying, I just gonna come and then just to check, because I know for sure that inside of him, he's already know that there's so many of them, so many of us that being around in leadership that in some other way, maybe not in Hostos, we leading and we being a leader somewhere else. Me, I don't know how many I have already. I have a group of women and stuff like that. And then when I hear somebody say, if Sister Leslie wouldn't be out there, and now I am the person who I am because of her lead and because of the wording that she come out. So you can do it, brother. Like our ex-president Obama say, yes, we can.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it right here.
So and then
if I can interject, I have to get it out. Lead with purpose, right? Because I wrote something in the chat where I'm like, we don't see our own greatness because we can't see ourselves. Just the same, Jason's a neat freak. He can attest to this. If he has something on his shirt and he doesn't know what's on his shirt and he discovers it's on his shirt, he has to look and see for himself to get it out. And I feel like in a lot of cases, if we're chosen to lead, that means that there's something in us that we can't see. And maybe we need to examine that a little bit. And what I said about purpose is if you make it less about you and more about purpose, whatever your purpose is, and that's something that involves a lot of self-reflection, and it's a very broad idea, but what's the purpose? How will this serve you? How will this serve the community around you? How will this benefit your family? How will this benefit your bigger family, your global family? And you can get overwhelmed because you're like, man, I can't save the world. And it's true, we can't. But what we can do is save it a little bit at a time and hope that the ripple effects that we cause end up touching someone else so that they can create a ripple effect. And a lot of the time, if we're looking for praise or if we're looking for some kind of, oh, you did such a great job, that doesn't come with leadership all the time. And sometimes you have to be the person to say, you know what, I tried my best and move on because I know whether I see the results or not. It's the same way with me. When I get off stage, the show's over. I gotta come home. Yeah. If I'm going home thinking about, man, did the audience like it? Are they okay? Was my performance all right? You know, how did I look? Now I'm making it about me. So I've lost my focus. So have focus and have purpose in your leadership.
And Series-Rudolf, Series-Rudolf, the other thing, Lucy, who are, as we know her, Lesney, did organize the Garifuna community in the Bronx and did an extraordinary job about that. So she might be a good contact person for you as well, especially because you're talking about a community-based organization. But Mustafa's been waiting. Mustafa, you have something?
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing, Jason?
Hey, Mustafa. All
right, how you doing, Mr. Rudolph? Thank you for speaking to us, man.
Hey,
thank you. Appreciate your time, man. Now, I have a question, but it might not be necessarily, I guess, directly related to the leadership and following mentality, but it seems like you might have an interest and opinion on this topic. Now, I want you to answer this question as if it was you who had to make this decision. So basically you started a company, and this company now, you had long-term plans for this company, and in the future it's supposed to have doubled your money. So let's say you put in $10, you're supposed to have gone $20 at the end of the year. All right. Now you got an opportunity right now. It's the middle of the year, and now, or it's the beginning of the year, let's say 2/3 into the year, and you've gotten this opportunity to, I guess, hop out of the business. And what happens is you'll make, I would say, 50% of the total profit. So you still won't, you'll break even and you'll make still a small profit. But the profit that you were going to make, let's say it was $5, $10 at the end of the year, is now $5 if you choose to opt out now. Now, do you harden your heart and you know, get your legs steady, and do you stay steadfast and you go with the business? Or do you sell out and then focus on a new business and move forward? Now, I want like an honest opinion. What would you do in this situation?
Well, listen, Mustafa, it's easy. It's a business, it's all about profit.
Yeah.
When you invest, you are putting your sweat, you are putting your energy, you're putting your money into a business. I will never go into a business because I also study business. I will never go into a business if I'm going there to lose money. Of course, investing is a risk because you never know how the market is going to respond. Now, if you see yourself, because you make a study, you conducted a study before you open your company. If you know that you are going to be a little bit patient, in 5-10 years, you are going to make your money, then stay with it. You see, when you sit down, for example, you take like the example of Facebook today, you take the example of WhatsApp. The creator of the app, they never knew that the app was going to make that much money. But at the time, what they saw, it was just like, hey, let me just make my profit right there, 18 million, 15 million. Let me just sell it. Let me get my millions and let me go home. But the problem is like nobody actually expected that they were going to make more than 300, or even $1 billion on WhatsApp, on Facebook. So it's all about the end goal. Now, if you want to get an investor, for example, because I watch a lot of Shark Tank, you can raise money, open the second company, and still keep the first company open. You understand? Because you are bringing more money in. But if you want to sell it because you want to do a quick profit, even though you are not going to make the full profit, and then you go into another venture, bro, it's like you selling your child because it's your baby at the end of the day. Unless if the baby is not, the baby is not responding.
Is the baby worth risking it
Yes,
all?
if you know that the baby's gonna talk, the baby's gonna walk, the baby's gonna do everything, bro. So take care of your baby. It's all about business. It's a risk that you have to be willing to take. Now, if you want to go on another venture, bro, just branch out, open another business. It's okay. But for me, I will never sell short just because I want to make quick profit and go for something else. Because who tells you that the next business has more money in? Because you could think that, how you call it? The market right now might seem like, there's enough money in there. But what if it crashes? What if the market crashes? What if actually people lose interest in whatever you're about to sell and they go back to actually what you were selling at first? How are you going to feel? You understand? So bring investors, raise more money, but keep that company and venture in another one if you want to. But you always, that's another thing, as a leader, you always have to want to see your children or whatever you are producing go through. Like Jason, he's looking at us now because he called me because I'm kind of like, I produce a little bit. You understand? That means that he invested in me. Now he sees that, hey, Rudy can give back. But imagine that he gave up on me. Imagine that he turned his back on me. So how would I feel? You understand? Don't give up too early. Be patient and see it through.
No, that was my opinion too, man. That was my opinion too. But I wanted to get a second opinion to see what it is. I'm fully behind staying steadfast. Thank you so much for your opinion, man. And to all the Muslims out there, to all the Muslims listening right now,
Yes, my brother
Eid
Muslim.
Mubarak,
Yes.
Ramadan Kareem.
Eid Mubarak to everybody, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Ladies
Thank you.
and
All right,
gents as well. All right.
my man. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. Anytime, brother.
All right, boss. That's all the questions I see. What do you got for them?
All right. Listen, guys, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you. I didn't know it was the last, session for the year. So enjoy your summer. My kids are waiting for me. I'm gonna take them to Costco. I love you with all my heart.
Okay, Costco. Okay.
Whoever wants to see me, whoever wants to talk to me, please. I'm not a stingy guy. I'm there. I want to give back. I don't know everything, but I'm willing to sit. I'm willing to talk. I'm willing to give back because this is all about. I believe in giving back.
Thank you, Rudolph. Well, I need that as well. Jason, his belief coming from you. It means a lot.
Jason, you got Jason Ama's number. If you guys look for my number, Jason, ask Jason. He gave me my number. Look me on Facebook. You will find me. Just introduce yourself. Don't be weird. Introduce yourself because if I don't know who I'm dealing with, hey, bro, I won't respond. I respond only to my wife, and that's it.
Brother Rudy, but you know who listening is, so respond me when I say something.
Bullet.
Yes.
I cannot. Come on, girl.
Great. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Listen,
awesome conversation this evening.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, boss. Jason, you're the best.
Thank you for everything. Bye,
Rudy,
Jason.
Can you, 1 second, before we go, Rudy, can you just talk a little bit about the passing the torch and the value of it? I know we're not going to be together, but
let me tell you something. When I took my first picture of passing the torch with my future, future wife and now wife, people call me from Africa. They're like, how did you get married? Did you invite your family? How did you get married? I'm like, listen, it's just the passing of the torch. It is that beautiful ceremony where we dress in white. We look like angels, you understand? And we just pass the baton to the next generation. Guys, I participated in the passing of the torch as a member. And then Jason invited me to be the guest. Was it a speaker or presenter? I was a presenter, guys, and it was amazing. I had a fun time. First and foremost, I told all the politicians, I was like, guys, your speech, you got to short it out because we want to have a party. So nobody made like big speech, long speech and all that. No, we had fun that day, and I will never, never forget that. And then, like Jason says, me and my brother Mark, we received the very first two, recognition for above and beyond. And I will never forget that because that one is on top of, my bookshelf, guys. This is like my pride and joy. Anytime that people say, what was it about? I say, because of my mouth. I talk a lot. So guys, come to the passing of the torch. It is one of the most wonderful ceremony. If you don't have white, dress black, white, red. If you want, if you want to show off, come in red. But we love you and we would like to see everybody. It's going to be in a park, whatever it's going to be. Jason, tell us, but I am not doing it on Zoom.
Neither do I. What's our color this year?
I am not doing the passing of the torch on Zoom. I was always working, so I missed it. But this time, please, I want to come. I want to join.
Okay, so Stefan is here. He's the chair of the passing the torch ceremony this year. So we are going to do a recorded Zoom session of the regular stuff, but we are going to come together in Zoom to do a torch lighting. And we will invite all the alumni and definitely all the current members. And on the night of the event, you will receive...
Listen, I know a big park where we could get together, bro. Don't stop that. So you got to stop this thing. Or we get together in the backyard of your house, bro. You have a house.
Yes, we can, yes.
Yeah, we're going drive. We're going to drive down there. I got my vaccine already.
Me too.
No, listen, you got to stop that, man. We need to get together, brother.
Listen, the one thing that I would love to be able to do is to come together and see everybody. This is
when?
Gonna hopefully next year.
Hopefully next year.
Okay, guarantee that we're gonna be here next year. This year.
Okay. So, Stefan, you have anything to say about passing the torch? Are you there?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry I'm off screen today. I'm kind of busy with finals, but as Jason said, we are going to have a two-part passing the torch this year. One aspect of it is going to be recorded. The other one, Jason is going to be lighting the torch, which we do every year. I know how important this ceremony is to every single person that participates in it year round. So,
hey, Stefan,
yes,
bro,
sir.
This is no commercial, man. This is not like selling cars, bro. You got to slow down.
Tell me about it.
Wait, Lucy, Rudolph, why y'all getting at me? I love y'all. I love our alumni.
Hey,
why are y'all coming for me?
You've been like reading that thing like you and Fast and Furious, bro.
You gotta slow down.
Oh my God.
Go ahead,
and
Stefan.
Andre's laughing. I have nobody to help me out. Jason is smiling. Is there nobody that's a part of my class that is willing to help me and let these wonderful folks know I speak very fast? Jason,
you got to slow down.
Okay,
yeah, slow down, brother.
All right. So the link is in the chat. It also came on the emails on both Tuesday and Friday, and we'll be sending you some stuff over the next couple of days to sign up. And the reason why I want you to sign up is not that you won't get a certificate if you don't sign up, but it just makes sure that we're going to double check that everybody who signed up will get their certificate electronically. And those certificates are going to be ready at 5 p.m. on the 27th, the night of the 27th. The recording will show first. We're working out the time frame. It's probably going to be from like 6 to 6:45.
Wonderful.
And then at 7 o'clock, we're all going to come on, and we'll do our virtual passing of the torch lighting ceremony. And then hopefully next year we'll all come together, yes, in the cafeteria or wherever it is that we decide to have it, and be able to hug each other and give high fives and share some tears and some joy and some reflections.
Amen.
Amen
Lord,
to that.
help me with this passing the torch.
Yeah. I already got my suit. You know that I got my suit, so I'm good.
A suit what? To wear home and stay on,
White suit, girl.
on the Zoom?
Yeah,
no,
you gotta
of course
wear a
not.
suit on the Zoom. So,
of course not. Probably I'm gonna bring my wife this time.
Yes, well, she's a member, so she should be there. So first of all, I want to thank Rudy. Thank you for coming and talking. Appreciate you. Love you, obviously. Glad you could do this. These are all, everybody who worked with us this year was voluntary, and they all got gifts this week. So I sent gifts that we covered for them.
Thank you.
To say thank you for everything. So if you're in the Facebook group, you've seen a lot of postings this week for all the speakers. There were 43 of them since the retreat last year, and then the fall and the spring and the winter workshops. So thank you, Rudy. Virtual
You're
applause.
welcome, bro.
However you guys
Anytime,
do it.
please.
And then the other thing is I want to thank all of you for being here and for coming every week. This is important to me. It's important to SLA. It's our opportunity to reconvene and to meet every week and to share, to learn, and to develop. The only reason I want to do this is so that you guys can understand that there are extraordinary connections that can be made here. There are skills that you can develop and hone. And my expectation is, as you've heard from some of the alumni who are on the call with us today, is that you will be leaders. You are leaders already, but you will be leaders who take on roles within your community, within society, and within the world. And Bukhari was on the call. He's still here. I remember the day that I came back to the office. Rudy, you may have been there. And Bukhari was looking at the computer. He was with Abdul Sular, and they were talking about issues going on the African continent. And they said, we have to take the Leadership Academy to Africa and solve these problems. And he said, well, it's a little beyond the scope of what we do here. But you guys can learn and develop the skills and then go back and make an impact on your individual countries where you're from. And we've started to see that already. You know, we've been in existence for 14 years. And then for those of us who call the United States home, you know, we have a United States ambassador, United States diplomat amongst our ranks, who has come back and spoken, and she will be going off to Qatar shortly to serve there after serving in Indonesia in recent years. So there's all sorts of opportunities to make an impact, not only just locally, like Leslie and others are doing, but also regionally, nationally, and internationally. And believe that I will support you in whatever it is that you choose to do. We actually have 7 of our former members running for one political office or another this year.
Wow.
Whether or not they can win or not is not the important part. What it is that they're participating in a democratic process. They're pursuing their life goals.
And tell them we want another stimulus package, please.
And we will support them, as I will support all of you as you pursue your careers and your goals and your identities for the future. So please continue to share back, continue to be the extraordinary individuals that you are. Know that you're loved and know that you always have a place to come back to, which is the Hostos Student Leadership Academy. And I love you. And let me get me off of this pin.
Love you too, bro.
And
thank you always, boss. Thank you always, boss. God will
Thank you
give
for
you more.
everything, Jason.
And I wish you a happy weekend. I hope you guys are staying safe, and we will see you on the 27th, I hope, for at least 15, 20 minutes just to light our
Bye. Have a
hearts
great
together.
summer.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Bye,
Bye.
Flo.
Thank
Bye,
you, everyone.
Stefani. Bye, Orlando. Bye, Abdubaki. Bye, Abdul.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Stefan. Bye, Maria. Bye, Henry. Bye, Michaelia. Bye,
Bye, Mr.
Dia.
J.
Bye, Avori. Bye, Visionary. Bye, Isabel. Bye,
All
Lucy.
right.
Bye, Estella. Bye,
Bye.
All right, guys. You guys are
Bye,
ready?
Roxy. Bye, Andre. Bye, Carlos. Bye, Nelly. Bye, Lam. Who did I miss? Bye, Orlando. Bye, Chris. Bye,
Bye, people.
Indira.
For the really right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you. Hi, Henry. Bye, Henry. Bye, Norma.
Bye, Jason.
All right, folks. I'll see you all soon. Bye, Carlos. Bye, Stefan. Bye, Malona.
Bye, Isabel. Bye, Andre.
Bye, Jason.
Hi, Isabel. Hi, Steph.
All right,
Bye,
folks.
Roxy.
I will see you soon.
Everyone.
Bye, Roxy. How are you? I will see you guys all soon. Hope to see you on the 27th.